Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the arena. Please wait while we wait for all of the ADD generation to jump on this and not have the patience of 40 seconds, and then they all run away. That should happen in 3, 2. Oh, they already left. Because they're used to like skibbity toilet TikTok streams, so most likely they wouldn't even hang out, which is great. I really appreciate all of you ADD generation for not listening to wisdom, because then otherwise you would make money. So thank you guys for being the exit liquidity. Those of you that have left the stream after tuning into it for just a split second on YouTube. You don't know who I am, you've never heard me, and you're sitting here waiting for me to tell you all the details around Ethereum and XRP and everything, and I'm just sitting here talking about something else because I have this one person who's watching. Thank you, one person who's watching. Welcome. You are special to me. So thank you. This is Koma. She makes our life happen. Okay. What are we looking at here? Stream's coming through well enough. Never really comes in full quality, but I guess that is the way. So, welcome, guys. How are you guys enjoying the crashy process? You jumping for joy or what? Oh yeah, we back, baby. Today I'm drinking not kefir, but A2 protein yogurt. We back, baby. Keeps testing that support. Looks like it's about to break any time, any minute, but who knows? So much excitement. And if you somehow first of all, people can't even tune into this stream. Only our people can. But if you're watching this on YouTube and you're like, why are these guys so excited about a crash? It's because we, as the people that are in cash, since 126K to 91K, the latest people got out at 91K, we've been in cash. So we love it. We're jumping for joy. We're hanging out. Everybody's like, yeah, fucking crash, baby. Okay, so that's what we're doing. So today we are going to not just focus on Bitcoin. We're going to focus on the other guys, because Bitcoin has been toying around its 62 level. But there's an interesting dynamic playing out right now. We are watching Bitcoin and altcoins go in different directions. Earlier, we were watching the top 10 go in a different direction from all the other coins. We're also going to watch that. But now we're watching the Bitcoin behave slightly differently than Ethereum, Solana, XRP, all these guys. So what's happening, mister? What's going on? Well, one thing that is happening is others is still finally starting to move. Maybe I should show you this, I guess. You want to see this? It's about to break, Sim. Filling 50% wick, stop at 61.5K would suck, but it's breaking. It's breaking. That's why I started the stream early. I got the feeling that I want to capture the calamity live in low quality. It looks super high quality on my screen, but when it goes out, it's not the best. But who cares? It's the content that matters. But wait, before we go to others, let's go to Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin on the daily, right? We've been looking at these two levels. That 60K level is the absolute break level. Anything below that is look out below. The 62,788 level is the bottom of this wick, or the body here. So that's the level that it's been toying with the whole time. But Ethereum had this level, right? Even if we moved it down to the bottom of the wick, this was the level, the absolute break level that we're watching for the coin we lovingly call Ethereum. And it is smashing through that level. XRP, that was the level. Now, bottom of the wick level is this one. So I would say XRP is fighting with its final level. We're going to go back in detail. Solana is just not having a good Tuesday. So yes, I have my neural enhancers. Solana is actually breaking through its most formidable level, the bottom of this wick level. It's below that now. Hasn't really fought through it. Doge has fought through this level, which is, let's say, the second lowest wick. If I had to move it, I would say this is the lowest level for Doge to break through. But for now, since it's fighting with this one, it's more exciting just to watch that one. We'll see when it breaks through, and it'll go down. Bro, you got to move to Asia is what you got to do. We have all the best action. You guys are sleeping through the best action, right? But thank you for staying awake and joining here. So we have, Doge fighting with that level, right? So partially, we have to have different perspectives on all the different things. Now, others is finally starting to make a move, right? As expected. We were saying, hey, this whole thing's a bit of a trick. If others is standing still and these other coins are dropping, that's a trick. Somebody's fucking with the momentum. And what did they do? They kept the momentum in a specific zone, got everybody to go buy useless and hype and all these other coins. I mean, hype is top 10 now. All these other coins. And now that they have, guess what? Psych! They're just going to dump it on everybody, right? So that dumping process is happening live right now. So, little triangle for BTC might be confirmed if it drops. Don't know which little triangle you mean. Target is like 50K-ish minimum. Sounds about right. You know, say once we break below 60K, 58 is pretty quick. I would say 48 is where it goes to eventually, but who knows where it goes to really. It just goes lower. Okay, so now let's do a little deep dive analysis. ¿Qué pasó?
You have electricity?
I have lots of electricity. Yeah, I'm live streaming right now. Why? You don't?
It's not there.
Yeah, you guys have a different line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a security.
It's not that it's just cut. The meter probably ran out. You have to refill it.
Where?
It depends on which one you're connected to. Talk to Booty because your wiring might be connected to the top meter or might be connected to the other one, but the pin runs out.
Okay.
Yeah. Bali problems. We actually have to refill. We basically prepay our electricity using tokens. That's great. And man, it's gotten crazy expensive now. Like, no, I'm just kidding. It hasn't moved in price at all. We have 1 million rupiah of electricity that we use, and since it keeps dropping all the time, then 1 million rupiah in today's price is $55 of electricity with ACs running and everything running all the time. That's crazy. Morning, Jason. Or as we say in Bali, pagi. Welcome to another sport watching stream. Okay, so partially during these streams, I want you guys to be able to see the updating of the data so you can feel the market, you can feel the momentum, you can feel the cadence of what's going on, right? So just an update. Earlier, we were watching this candle and momentum has gone lower. So clearly momentum is likely to not continue going lower, but stay low for some time because money flow on the daily has just started to go negative. And when a move like this happens and it just starts to go negative, it doesn't just end like that. It should continue forward. Now, this is on the daily scale, so it could take some time, right? But then we go into, let's say, the 15-minute chart, and Bitcoin is fighting with that 62 level. You know, it smashes, and they protect it, and it smashes, but you can clearly see the weakening of the moves. This move was strong. This move was weaker, went slightly lower. This move was even weaker. So it's like a ball, right? You drop a ball super hard, it bounces super hard, then it bounces less hard, bounces less hard, bounces less hard, bounces less hard. God, I want to say that's what she said. Like, that's such a good setup for myself. So I just said it. Babe, it bounces less hard. So it's fighting with that level on the 15. We leave that alone. The excellency index has no levels. No, excellency index, has no levels left. So this is absolutely the bottom level for the excellency index, which is a combination of all those coins. And we broke down on the 15 at least, did not look back, and confirmed on the 15. Now, have we confirmed on the hour? No, not yet. This candle needs to close. On the daily, we're just breaking below, right? So on the 15, the final level has been smashed, but you can see balls coming down, bounce, smaller bounce, smaller bounce, smaller bounce, smaller bounce, smaller bounce, boom. Eventually it's going to break through, right? And it did. It just did. And for us, those are the coins we're more concerned with because those are the ones we're going to buy. Bitcoin is just the canary in the magician's hand. We're not too concerned about Bitcoin. It's more these coins that we look at. And now that the dynamics between them are shifting, that they're doing different things, we have to watch them individually differently. MicroStrategy is just Bitcoin. It's not below that level. Okay, on the 15-minute chart, Ethereum not only broke below, but went up and tested that level as resistance and then pulled a fast one on everybody on the 15-minute chart. That says a lot. That says that this is likely, again, on the 15, you can't trust things the way you can trust them on the daily, but this kind of move it means that it's likely that it's going to stay below that level, which means if I had to draw new levels on it, because, as chartists, we can just make up whatever levels we want and just keep drawing new levels and just put lines wherever the fuck we feel like doing. We're going to put it at this pivot low. I would expect 1,383 to be the next level that we go to. So let's watch, okay? But that break also comes with the money bleeding out of Ethereum on the daily for much longer. This negative momentum has started the bleed, but we're nowhere near a level that I would say is, too high or too much bleeding out or whatever. So they are breaking. This indicator is bottomed out, so it's obviously going to tumble. I wouldn't be surprised if it, or even on the daily, it goes back and tests that level, test this red level. But let's see. XRP on the 15 is like just breaking below. So then the most sporty watch is the 1-minute chart. Every minute a candle gets printed. If you want to see it fight a level like as live as is, humanly absorbable, this is what we do. Do you have exact levels where you will buy the coins for excellency? I feel like I'm just repeating myself constantly now, but this is the job. I'm happy to repeat myself. That's not how we work, right? There's no levels that we buy. We buy levels of panic. We don't buy levels of price, right? Price is for traders, or it's for hodlers, or whatever, right? A volatility framework doesn't look at price. It's not concerned about price. It's concerned about volatility. It's concerned about the speed of the move, right? So I with a volatility framework, you can't project time. You can't know when it's going to happen because it happens because of planned things, manipulated things, world events, wars, panics, external shocks. So time and price are not the things that you can set inside of a volatility framework. And I know this is like confusing to people. They're like, but how do you know to buy? I know. That's why I don't know how many other ways I can try to explain this. Like it has to be a feeling of panic. I have to feel everybody cry. I have to taste the salinity of their tears. I have to understand the dehydration of their panic. Then we buy, right? So the level, there's no level. Like right now, if you're asking a level, when XRP goes to 0.6666, the katana would automatically trigger. The only level that I set is a level that is so low in price that if it was to get hit, I would be more than happy to buy blindly. And for me, that's a 66 cent XRP, right? That's because on XRP, on the daily, 66 basically puts us just right above this pivot point here, right? I guess if I was trying to set it even higher, I would say 75 cents. I'd be happy to buy it at 75 cents. I would be jubilous to buy it at 66 cents. I would be stupendously jubilous to buy it at 55 cents, right? Is it going to go to 66 cents now? Probably not. Not in this katana. That's why setting a level and hoping that it gets hit isn't the game. Like that's just not the game, right? But there is no price level. Thank you. I appreciate that question. 5-minute bearish engulfing. That 62 is about to get destroyed. Let's fucking go. Sam, I don't know if you have mentioned this before, but which level are you searching to buy for these coins? Fuck you. Go to sleep, Bernardo. I swear to God, your jokes are funny and they make me laugh. And at this point, I'm supposed to be depressed. I'm supposed to be sad because my money is going down. And instead of selling it when I should have sold it, when I had 13 opportunities in the last 9 months, I still sat there and was in like I'm maybe gonna know I don't want to take a loss. Well, congratulations. Now you're taking bigger losses. Okay? Enjoy it. Okay, that's what I meant. The lowest figure that you're happy with, 66 cents, please, for XRP. That's the trigger point. A bit late. We'll do a 2x and catch up. Glad to, yeah, bro. Welcome. Well, better late than never, yeah? So, on the 15, we are smiggly smashing levels, and we are moving. Look at that move. Do you see the whole chart moving up as the candle goes down? The speed that chart moves up, the speed that the candle bleeds down is the feeling I'm talking about. That's why you have to watch it like this. This isn't a set it and forget it level. This is a, ooh, whoa, that's a big move. Whoa, that's a small move. Like it's a felt state. Because if you're buying panic, you have to feel other people's panic and not panic. So now that it's here, the next level for me is like 90 cents. I have no idea where I set the level from. Where do we find the 90 cent level? Okay, so that's this pivot point. Let's even set it right at the top. 94 cents, let's say 95 cents is the pivot point from here. So that would be the next level that I would expect it to go to. Right? Why? I don't know. Ask somebody smarter than me. Ask Gareth. Like, I just know this is how it works. It's pivot points. I know. It's because at that point, there's a lot of people that bought the top that, maybe looking to sell, or that's the point where people have orders set that's where they would buy because they drew these lines as well. That would make it go up, right? So those are the dynamics that play out that cause this to happen. But going down to the 1 minute chart, look at that, right? That move is much more vertical downwards than this one. Ball comes down, bouncy, and bouncy off the level we had. Then next, right? If it bounced around here, that shows strength. If it bounces once and smashes through, that shows weakness. What does this show? Weakness. Our negative momentum had this positive wave, final positive anchor wave, and then we had one big wave here, especially on this. I mean, this is the one minute chart. Let's not do that. Let's definitely not. 1 minute chart is very easy to get lost in. 15-minute chart is like minimum in these timelines. So we've now had this small wave. We've now had this bigger wave. These things usually come in threes, more than 50% of the time, but not all the time. And now we're having this negative momentum. It's getting more and more negative. Money's bleeding out more and more. This yellow weave up, like the Indians would say. Weave up is negative. The weave up is negative, bro. The VWAP is negative. RSIs are bottomed out. The hybrid indicator has a decent bit of room to move still. If we had to go back in history, It can go all the way down to here. It can go much lower, but let's just historically say. So that means it still has a ways to go to get significantly lower. And look at that move. The move is continuing, right? On the minutely, it's speeding up. The 1 minute chart is a great tool to feel it because it moves so quickly and the things turn around and there's so much volatility and so much noise. But when you're feeling it, you can see it. Now, when we start to see these kind of like chart shifting moves on the daily, that's when we know that's the big kahuna, right? Like those of you that were here, I mean, we didn't do a live stream then, but those of you that were here on this day, February 5th, and you watch this candle just go dot da 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 dot, like just non-stop. It was just smashing levels, not giving a fuck about where it was going. It just headed right down to 60 and then went bah, right? That is the kind of move that we're looking for. A really, really big candle on the daily. But effectively, when the daily starts to behave like the minute chart, it tells you something's way off, right? Sol fought with its level, never even got back to test it. It fell, tried to go back test it, like, fuck no, dump it. Boom. Dumping hard on the 1 minute chart. 15-minute momentum is just not looking good. Like, look at this bleeding. Started back here and has just been bleeding. The red. It just never... they won't even let soul breathe. They will not let your soul breathe. Your soul gets constricted. Yeah. So you can clearly see, okay, the hybrid indicator has still room to go much lower, decent bit lower. The momentum is just negative waves, little positive relief waves, but no money flow, no positive money flow. Just negative, right? That tells you a lot. Look at the speed of that move. On the 15-minute chart, look at how fast it's moving. The way it's like, instead of looking at the candle moving, you can watch the chart move up. That tells you how fast it's moving down. But on the 1 minute chart, just verticality, sheer verticality. Downwards, of course. At around the 61.5 level now, Sim, better not just be a wick fill, better annihilate this level. Boom, Bitcoin, here we go, baby. Bitcoin broke down, tap that level, smash. Try to go back and test, no thank you, smash. Hulk smash. What's the next level, biddy? The itty bitty titty committee, that's an inside crypto head name for Bitcoin, the itty bitty titty committee. That's also a grade 7 joke that I still carry around. Because, come on now. If you grew past grade 7, you kind of fucked up life. The next level is 60. And on the minute chart, we're making moves towards it. You know, in this talk, we have smashed through this and gone down. So what do you think happens next? Do you think it continues to go downwards? On the 15, look at the size of that. Look at the size of that dog, Mal. Look at the size of that dog. This is why every time these moves happen, I start watching. I mean, I'm watching all the time. I'm showing you guys every single time because we have no idea when what's going to happen, how quickly what's going to happen. 10:10 was 9 minutes. And if you missed those 9 minutes, you missed like 80% of that move. You missed the gains, right? You missed the best gains. You missed the difference between $1.62 XRP and $2.10 XRP. And that's the name of the game, right? So that is moving. If we decided we want to expect to talk 20 to take on a bit more risk, do you still have the same conviction with TON and Canton, or are you just sticking to XRP, Sol, and Doge? You're going to lose all of your money. All of it. 100%. A gremlin will show up in your wallet and steal all of your money. TON to zero, Canton to zero, everybody else to zero. Just my coin's going up. No, you're fine. You're fine. You're going to be okay. Ton's going to do great. Here's a little inside secret I can give you. Ton might be working with somebody. Ton might be integrating somebody's stablecoin. Or you know, now Ton is actually being changed to Gram. Ton is going to be renamed Gram. Ton is going to be the blockchain. Gram is going to be the coin. Ton, the blockchain, is on good terms with somebody, and they might be activating. They might be one of the only social media network that's going to activate payment rails inside of the fourth largest country in the world by population, and the seventh country in the world in terms of purchasing power parity, which means wealth. Like in actual spendable wealth, like what your wealth buys per current unit of currency, Indonesia is seventh in the world. Okay. So because of that, I have a lot of conviction for Ton. Yeah. Canton Network is Canton Network. Like Canton is just something special. So let me actually pull this up because you just brought up a good point. Canton, I have not looked at for half a second. And it launched on Kraken. I know I already have it on my list somewhere, but we're just going to add it here. Canton has been just defying gravity the whole time. It launched. The smart thing Canton did is Canton did not launch on DEXs. Canton launched on SEXs, centralized exchanges. Because of that, let's take this way. Because of that, Canton did not have that degen downselling pressure. They launched here, it went down a bit, and they've just pumped it up and kept it around the zone. Do I have conviction around Canton? Yes. Am I going to buy it right now? No, because we know who we're talking about. They might just dump it on me after I buy it. So I just don't buy coins that are this new. If you're buying it, expect whatever money you put in, pre-process that you're going to get sued. If you don't know what that means, you might lose all of your money. Pre-process that you're taking that risk. The risk and reward are two sides of the same coin, and you're okay to take that risk. Ton, I don't want to say same thing, but similar thing. Where are we at with Ton? Do I buy Ton now? Fuck no. Absolutely not. No, I'm not buying Ton after a pump like that. You know, I don't want to get pumped and dumped on. No, this Ton BTC. Sorry, my bad. Let's just pull it up instead of talking shit before we know what we're talking about. Yeah, I have it somewhere. Okay. Yeah, Ton's dumping pretty well. Although, yeah, I'm not buying Ton. Not until it's done nuking. When something like this happens and they pre-pump it before the crash, that means they're really trying to protect this level. So where I'm happy to buy Ton, start buying Ton, is this level. 283 level. Like, start buying it. But actually, I want to buy it for 57 cents. And yes, that is basically launch price. There you go. But if you go and lose all of your money, remember, it's not my fault. It's your fault. You had the button in the first place. It's the honest truth, auntie. Next big hurdle is 60 to 59, then we free fall. Yeah, exactly. Now, I really, really want to capture the free fall on camera. I want to be here. You know, these are historic moments. Plus, I'm making these videos as a track record because now, like I said, I want everybody to run due diligence every single time, and I'm going to teach you guys how to do due diligence. And part of that journey is making sure that I'm recording what's going on, what decisions we're making, what are we talking about, Am I planning to buy right now? Yeah, I mean, if the katana happens right now, yeah, I'm never not planning to buy. It just has to get to a level where I'm happy with the buy, and it doesn't seem like now is going to be the time to get to that level. Because if on the daily Bitcoin's still fighting this level, SpaceX still hasn't launched yet, all this stuff hasn't happened, then I'm not keen. I'm not saying that it can't happen, but it's the probability is low that it happens. Now, here's another thing I thought about. I was like, look, Wall Street loves Elon. So they are going to make sure the SpaceX launch goes really, really well. Anthropic is also a darling. It's also the best AI out there. Like Anthropic and ChatGPT aren't even close. There's not even a comparison anymore. Like none of us have a ChatGPT subscription anymore. But Anthropic is just, it's so far ahead. It's like two different technologies at this point. When you actually use it, for businesses and you actually dig deep into the use cases of it. OpenAI probably gets attacked. I think OpenAI's IPO probably gets demolished and destroyed. Elon also has a vendetta against him, so I wouldn't be surprised if him and his posse go and destroy the IPO of OpenAI, which is going to be later after Anthropic. Okay, so by June 12th, the stock market should not be collapsing, which they aren't, which they're literally still following exactly that .com crash process, right? And if you look with this perspective, all the way out until end of year, the stock market is kept at the top in successive waves. I would not be surprised if that happens. But right now, the stock market is like, it's almost like it's just replaying the exact same thing from that time. So I wouldn't be surprised. But for us, Bitcoin and crypto are the key. They do crash early. They are one of the places to easily bleed money out of. Obviously, clearly money is bleeding out of Bitcoin, Ethereum, all these big coins, and it's probably going to SpaceX, right? It's been sloshing around in the markets and multiplying and draining liquidity from, Bitcoin and hype or tech stocks and this or memory stocks and this. They've been just basically pumping and dumping different markets to multiply their wealth, so they have these billions and billions of dollars to magically, take from people and put into this IPO. So until then, stock market should be okay. Before that, if Bitcoin crashes, that also kind of creates a negative feeling in the degens' hearts, in the retail's hearts. So I also wouldn't be surprised if that continues, and that's now right here, right? So it's not far away. We're on the 5th today. 12th is right there, right? And that's a Friday, sorry. So for us to kind of bounce around in this zone, whatever. Who knows what's going to happen? But the point is, we're now smashing through the levels that we've been waiting for our coins. And that's a move and a half. That's probably a place to reconsolidate for some time. XRP is below, has not confirmed on the 15th. Solana is below, confirmed as fuck. DOGE is below. Now, others is finally making a move. Others on the daily is doing this, right? It was so interesting that this was being done like this. God, I gotta have some breakfast. That it was going like this. Momentum was hanging out. Now, the move is starting on the daily. We started yesterday. Today is starting to really kick off. Then if we go check the Bitcoin dominance, it should have gone up. There you go. On the daily, Bitcoin dominance is now going up. This whole thing that was happening where it was Bitcoin dominance was falling while Bitcoin's crashing, I told you guys that's not normal. Somebody's forcing that into the data and tricking people into going into altcoins. So now it's back to normal again. Okay. So Bitcoin volatility, which had gone and topped that level, has now started to make a move further up. For volatility, once it breaks above this level, look at above. That's another key thing to watch. Because then it's no longer a trend that is our friend. It is the end, my friend. Bernardo thought Zcash was the future of finance. Yeah, because, privacy is being protected in this future. We're getting so much privacy everywhere else. Why? I'm sure these privacy coins are going to do great. Good on you, mate. Good on you, mate. Oh, you guys can see this. Sorry, my bad. This is Bitcoin volatility. Wait, could you guys even see all the stuff I was talking about with fucking? You can see any of that, could you? Say something, guys. If you can't see anything, if you they say in New York, they say something, see something, say something. Our rule is don't see something, say something, right? So okay, just gonna do it again. I don't know how much you guys can watch, but this is the level that Bitcoin volatility has gone to. For us to smash through that level would be a huge sign to say, okay, here we go. Now we're in a different regime. The others chart has finally started to break down. Not break down, but it has started to make a move down. And finally, Bitcoin dominance is moving up. So everything is going, the correlations are going back to how they were before. That's good because that is much more sensible and digestible. Ethereum's volatility is higher than Bitcoin's volatility right now. Earlier, Bitcoin and Solana's volatility was higher in one of the streams. Here, Ethereum's volatility is higher. See, 23% change compared to 19% and 6% change in Solana's volatility. That tells me ETH is crashing harder. Why? I don't know why. Please don't ever ask me why. I'm not the guy that tells you why. I just try, right? There is no why. Who knows why? It's not like they call me and they go, da, da. Anybody who goes, why? Oh, because this is happening. How do you know? Like, what? You know everything that happens in the world, right? There's no why. It's doing what it's doing and it's doing it. It's moving faster, so it's moving faster. We just deal with the fact that it's moving faster. Now, Bitcoin's volatility is increasing. Okay, so let me go back and look at bits. Okay, Bitcoin is doing its best to try to fight that level, but it's tumbling down on the one minute chart. See that? Tumbling down. Fantastic. Everything's looking good. Bond volatility, stock volatility is pretty stable. So this is another example that the volatility of stocks and the volatility of bonds can be completely different than the volatility of Bitcoin, right? Bond volatility is low. VIX is low. The VIXs are low. The volatility of the VIX is low, which is completely different from the volatility of Bitcoin. It's clearly not low. I would call that elevated, right? It is elevated enough. So we can't just look at the VIX and make a move. During the 1010 crash, thankfully, there was a gift in the VIX where it made this move. This green bar move, it made that in stocks. And that's what then allowed me to sit there and catch the katana over here, at the end of the day, basically. But it's not necessary that happens. Now we're in a time where everything is going in different directions. So for us to just watch this volatility, that's the one we're going to catch, the Bitcoin volatility or crypto volatility in general. Solana's volatility is low still, which is really weird. It's really weird. But also Solana's, I think this vol indicator is coded differently for Solana because it doesn't show 1010. It shows it. This was 1010. Look at that wick. I guess it just doesn't show upside volatility, but it shows downside volatility, which is really weird. But I don't know why that is. I will look into that. Ooh, we just went to 18,000 rupiah. Yeah, baby. We just, instead of 11% since last year, now we have made, in the last 2 days, it was 10 point, what was it, 10.39% earlier. Yeah, 10.64% earlier. In 2 days, now our cash has gone up to 11.6% purchasing power. Like, we've almost made 1% of purchasing power in 2 days. And in a country where purchasing power parity is so high or low or whatever it's called, like we have so much purchasing power parity, PPP, which means every penny still buys a lot of stuff. Electricity prices have now gone up. Gas prices have, some of them have gone up. Like for my bike, I buy a special gas, so they went up like $1 per tank. But for most of these other things, sorry, no, like $5-6 per tank, because I got a big old bike. But everything else mostly hasn't gone up in price. We have 2% inflation, and we just made 1% in the last 2 days. Almost 1% in the last 2 days. Complaining is not something I'm going to do. For sure. For sure. We're making money while waiting, and we're making money while we're in, right? But that, remember this channel we were following? Why did you go up there, bud? Remember the channel we were following on Others BTC chart? Well, and we had said it should bounce off that level, and it should. Voila. Magically, completely magically, somehow the market just knows to go to that level. Like, now think about this. When you have two different assets, right? Bitcoin is an asset upon itself. Others isn't even an asset. Others is 15,990 coins combined together into an index. And then you're dividing others by Bitcoin. Like, there's so many layers happening, yet still the lines are being followed perfectly. Like, humans aren't like that, right? Humans don't coordinate all of the assets in the entire market, and you can take one and divide it by the other and da-da-da-da. No. Like, no. Go back to stock prices to the 70s and try to do the same. It doesn't work. Human behavior was very like haphazard. This is an artificial intelligence that knows every single chart at the same time, and liquidity, and controls every single chart at the same time, and coordinates every single chart at the same time, and keeps it within levels and makes it move in certain ways with human fuckery on top, right? Like this level kind of container systems are managed, and then the humans can push it one way or the other way, you know. But this is the plunge protection team that we call it in finance. That there are plunge protection teams that have been put into the financial systems to make sure that it doesn't blow up in a way that they do not expect. That we don't have a 1987 Black Monday or whichever day that was, or these like flash crashes where the computers freak out. They've set guardrails at the top and the bottom, and there's unlimited amounts of liquidity that they put in to on both sides. Okay. So does that make sense? Right? Any questions about that? All this is obviously happening because of oil. Oil's still just hanging out. It's getting closer and closer and closer. June 12th is right there. So I think June 13th. And of course, June 12th is a Friday. So June 15th is the next candle. I think that's when oil breaks up. If I had to just put a Fugazi number on it. Plus, check this out. That is that pig that we butchered. Our pig that we butchered a while back. I don't know if you guys saw the post. We raised it by hand. We took care of it. We loved it. We hugged it. We fed it special taro plants, which is like super nutritious. I mean, the whole taro plant, leaf and everything, with different seasonal plants and herbs and things that would happen. You know, we'd give them extra meat when we had meat, like hand-raised pigs, hand-washed pigs, none of that stuff. And it's not even pork. It doesn't taste like pork. It tastes like heaven. Yeah. And it's my breakfast. And rather than eat it, I decided to jump on with you guys. That's how much I fucking love you. Okay. Okay. So there was something else really important that I wanted to show you. Okay. So on Bitcoin, when you pull up Bitcoin using, let's say, the moving averages. Yesterday we looked at the this is on the daily. Yeah, okay. Yesterday we looked at the realized price and all that stuff. Welcome under. Welcome. Yesterday we looked at the realized price, the on-chain realized price, as a perspective to take, that when we're below that, there's a massive discount, and when it's above that, we're good to go. So now we're going to look at it on the same thing from a price perspective. All right, you ready for this? You ready for that? All right. This is the price perspective on the weekly. This is the 250 day. This blue line is the 50 day. This orange line is the 200 week. 50 week and 200 week moving average. It is very rare that the 50 week crosses below the 200. It's only happened once. It's also because it takes a lot of history to paint this picture. But actually, let me go look at the entire history of Bitcoin, because right now, again, I'm looking at less history. Okay, so let's actually put this up here. Put this down here. Okay. So it has only happened one time that the 50 week moving average was below the 200 week moving average. Normally what happens is back in the day, like the days that were different. In 2016, it bounced off of the 200 week moving average. In 2017 or 2018, it bounced off of the 200 week moving average. In COVID, it effectively bounced off the 200 week moving average. But in 2020, the FTX crash took it below. I think this was Luna, actually. Luna crash took it below. This was the FTX crash. But you can see the strength weakening, right? If the averages don't go below, that means it's really strong. Here, it's actually really strong because they didn't come very close. When you combine this move and this move together, that's a pretty serious move. Here, it's weakness. But here also is when Bitcoin went below the 200-week moving average. And it was below the 200-week moving average for 273 days, 39 weeks. That's a pretty serious amount of time. So now we are at that level. We are literally fucking with it right now, live on the weekly. We have 2 days left to close, and is literally on that level. Will it go below? Yeah, it has before. So last time, this is interesting, right? Last time, it was the same crash, the fourth crash, that actually took it there. That's very interesting, right? This was the first. This was the top, according to all the data. This was the first crash. This was the fake pump that they artificially inflated the market's prices. So first crash, second crash, third crash, fourth crash. I could kind of count this as multi-week, just hanging out, going sideways, price action. I just realized I have a call in 10 minutes with somebody who needs help with agents. No, not AI agents. No, not Matrix agents. They need help with Visa agents because somebody's fucking them over and I have to help them. So we got 10 minutes. All right. We are here now. We're going to break below. So at some time. This fourth crash is the move that's actually doing this, right? In this case, well, how is this the fourth crash? But this is a third crash. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is the third crash. So then we'll just count it from here. Let's change it. Well, first crash, second crash, third crash. Okay, whatever. A lot of the data is pointing to this being the top, but again, you get the idea that this crash is the one that takes us below. And then after that, there's a massive bounce, at least in history, there was a massive bounce, which was a 43% bounce at a time where volatility was less. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get a 43+% bounce on Bitcoin this time around. But then market bled harder, and then there was a final crash, right? And then the market ran away. So I wouldn't be surprised if the same kind of process plays out again. But we are here now. We are at this level. As soon as you go below this level, even institutions know this is level to watch. Now, a lot of institutions have frameworks that dump below the 200-week moving average. Just blanket. That's why it's fighting that level so hard. Right now, it's not really fighting so this level today is basically exactly where the price is. Daily, of course, changes it, so you can't really, but the weekly is basically here. So it's not fighting with the bottom of this candle or the bottom of this wick. It's kind of fighting with something else. It's just hanging out in the middle, right? There's something here that it touches, and then somebody bought a lot, and now it's hanging out and trying to fight. Well, what it's fighting with, looks like at least, it's not like Bitcoin calls me and tells me who it's having a fight with. It's not like I'm its, therapist. And Bitcoin, it's not like Bitcoin has a boyfriend who's like this rude guy she fights with. Yes, Bitcoin's a she because she breaks so many hearts. It's fighting with this level and just below. The average is at 61,820, and the level it's at is 61,805. So we're $15 below the moving average right now. So this is now, again, there are final levels that are being broken. Okay, so let's just quickly do this with Ethereum. The fuck is going on with Ethereum? ETH just, according to this perspective, just doesn't look like it's doing good. But look at that. It bounced down, went up, tapped that 200 week, and then turned around. And then now it's just not even looking back. It's just sayonara mode. The XRPs, it's smashing through that level. It was at $1.18. XRP's gone to $1.11. But also XRP just, it's a different beast. Look at how it smashed through the level last time. It just hung out below, and then just goodbye. Absolute standstill to rocket ship to standstill. So on the downside, it also loves doing the same thing. But it's through that level. So that 200. So now it's not surprising that these things are all starting to move faster. Solana hasn't even had 200 weeks in its entire lifetime until this point. So Solana just, it doesn't even have anything to do with that chart. Dogecoin, same thing. Dogecoin's, well, this must be some data thing. Let's look up Doge. The total history of the dog. Oh, that's market cap. Total history of the dog is like that. When it moves, it just does not look back. And when it comes back, it does come back to 200, stays below for some time. Then when it moves, pretty serious move, comes back below, pretty serious move. And these aren't even the moves that I count. Like, this was not a real bull run. So these are like little fake out pumps that happened. This was a real bull run. This was a real bull run. This was a real bull run. Like the good old days when it did a 52x back in the day. Not like it's going to do it now, but it did it then. Then it did what? Then it did a 283x last bull run. Told you it's a special beast. Like it does less at its first run and it does way more on its second run. Like that's which coin does that percentage wise or just wise. Regardless, it's low, well below, crashing. These are kind of the final levels left for even it for doggy, because beyond that we are done. We're fucking done, mate. All right, now quick little check. Scan the markets again. Hold on one sec. Let's solution this prob another way. Brother man, I'm on Katana Watch right now, and like for the meeting, I'm going to send you our contact's number. Just call him right now and discuss it with him right now. Tell him Sim said this is urgent. All right, let's just make sure they're taken care of. And done. All of her problems are solved. In one text message, all of her problems are solved. I don't even know what problems they are, but they're solved. Okay. Gotta go, guys, and get up on the roof. We have a great day. I hope to catch you later. Yeah, Jason. Hope you're doing the roof right. I am right. Yes. When Vadim says I'm right, I love hearing that I'm right. You can tell me that as much as you like, bro. Appreciate that. Okay, so not shutting down the stream now. This is too crucial of a moment for me to jump on a call, an hour call with somebody. That hour could cost me more than all my businesses combined. Jack, you're gonna have to move, bud. She's cleaning. Quit barking at her. Go inside. It's AC inside. Go inside. Oh yeah, this perspective. The Bitcoin divided by stablecoins perspective, which says down here Bitcoin is cheap and up here Bitcoin is expensive. Therefore, today Bitcoin is well priced, normally priced. Let's say it's on the cheaper side than it is on the expensive side. Is a more correct way of saying it. But the moment we enter inside of this green zone, it's already a pretty decent buy. For me, I put this zone right here, right there. Because this is where the ETFs launched. I think this was where the ETFs launched. Somewhere here is where the ETFs launched. To get back to that level where the ETFs launch is the beginning of the dumping. And down to is a little bit below that level is where I really start to see this. When watching it closely, it seems to take a lifetime. That's the thing. Like, it does feel like it's a lifetime, but also for me, it is a lifetime. I'm watching all the time anyway, every day, right? In my own way, without this like super, super deep dive 24-hour streams and stuff. Last time it felt long, or last time it felt quick because we weren't watching it like this. You guys weren't watching it like this, right? It felt long for me because I was fucking sitting there. I mean, February, sure. But in October, I was sitting there for 9 hours before I caught it. Right, so sometimes it does take a long time. But right now, this perspective says Bitcoin could get a lot cheaper, significantly cheaper. This perspective puts it all the way back down to those kind of 40-ish thousand levels. Like, where was the right here? Oh, Jesus, $30,000 levels. That perspective will put it at 30,000. That's too greedy. Like 37, right around here, is good. And this is on log, of course. So it's like 37 right around here is good. Like, if by that time all these other coins should have bled out significantly further, because now others BTC, which you have to look at it as log to make it work, others BTC is topping out. So as this goes down, the altcoins drop much further the other altcoins other than the top 10 drop much further than Bitcoin when this is going down. When this is going up, those other coins perform better than Bitcoin. That's why it was so weird that this is happening in this time, but also kind of normal because you can think that that's probably them buying up these coins and partially FOMOing people into them. But now that we are seeing, shut up. Now that this is going down, Bitcoin should outperform the other coins, other than the top 10, for some time, for a significant period of time, until we at least return back to the middle of the channel, or that is what normally happens. Who fucking knows what's actually going to happen? We are seeing, first of all, we saw the coins that had pumped pretty seriously, the hype, near. There was another one that had that pretty serious pump. They went for a pretty decent correction all at the same time, as if almost like it's coordinated. They all pulled back at the same time because they were pumped and dumped. Hyperliquid was climbing this wall of worry, this blue line. It then one day decided it's going to cause the worry. So in the past couple of days, it's already down 20%. But before that, it already did 100%. It doubled, right? So you can't complain too much. This hasn't confirmed yet. Going to take 16 hours, 17 hours to confirm below, or at least break below. This is technically a break, this isn't even a confirmation. The next one would be the confirmation if you're that type of person, right? But the next one might be way down here. So it's like by the time it confirms, you're already 50%, you already lost 50% of the gains that you had. But that's how confirmations work. But the fact that it's breaking below this level already is telling you that the speed of the movement, the speed of the move is slowing down. TON, same thing, has started to move down. Let's just look at these. Aave making a move on the daily. Algorand had a little bit of a pump, but making a pretty just straight down move. XLM, they pre-pumped it a little bit, but making a serious move. Avalanche, I can't believe Avalanche is just breaking down even below this. That's crazy. That is fucking crazy. Avalanche is basically at launch day prices, launch day peak prices right now. And it could go much lower than that. I wouldn't be surprised if we get back to like $2.50 Avalanche at some point. Atom, which went to zero on Binance during 1010. Atom was one of the only coins that I know of that went to zero on 1010. Even though people were holding it, even though people had buy orders, even though there was demand, they made it go to zero. So if they can make Avalanche go to zero, Atom go to zero, Cosmos go to zero. Cosmos is the blockchain. Atom is the name of the coin. If they can make it go to zero, there's no reason why they can't make everything else go to zero. And it went to zero and came back up. But somebody bought it at zero-ish. Somebody bought it at 0.0001 cent or whatever. So on this exchange, which is a reputable exchange, I bet, crypto.com. Yeah, that's why I'm using their chart. It went down to $1.70 and it is at that level now, just bouncing around. When this breaks, it's going to be a violent break. Should be a violent break. Most of the coins are facing something similar. That the first cycle or second cycle coins are basically resetting back to their levels. Cosmos is resetting back down to COVID levels. This was COVID. It's resetting back down to COVID levels and planning on going lower to the basic bottom of COVID levels. Polkadot is well below its launch level, or at least on this chart. I don't know if this is the full thing, but that looks like the launch price. It's well below that. right? That's render BTC. These are all BTC charts. Now, okay, these are all BTC charts. These things are super cheap in BTC right now. Do you buy something else when it's cheap in Bitcoin, or do you buy something else when it's expensive in Bitcoin? You obviously buy it when it's cheap in Bitcoin. When you can get maximal amount of something with the minimal amount of Bitcoin, then you buy it, right? And these things are all cheap in Bitcoin. Render is cheap in Bitcoin. Peak is cheap in Bitcoin and still going to do great. Ton is cheap in Bitcoin, even with the recent pump. SPX is cheap in Bitcoin, right? Now, am I saying buy all those things? No, I'm just looking through these just to see what's going on with all of them. Let's see what happened to SPX. I mean, I dumped it, but let's see what happened to other people. It doesn't even have a long-term history, but whatever. Let's see this one. Oy vey. Yo, that's no bueno. I dumped all the way up here. I mean, I dumped, but one of my exits was here. Another one was somewhere here. Then finally I was like, fuck this. Closed the old fund and dumped it there. We're basically 50% down from there. And we could continue going 99% down from here. You know, there's no guarantee that this thing can't go 99% down further. But still, this is not all the price action for it. So you can't judge a book by only half its cover. I need the whole cover to judge it. There's some like weird one of these things. I think it's Radiant. I think it's this one. No, that's SPX Sol. USDC on Orca. This is Wrapped Sol. Orca. One of these. This is why it's so confusing to try to figure out any of this stuff. Wrapped Ether. BNB, USD. Okay, well, I'll just try to pull up this base. Let's try this one. Nope. That's not the full chart. Whatever. So it is at bottom levels. It'll probably smash lower and die a very, very bad death. I'm not going to go through all these coins. The point is, all these other coins are not having a good day. They're getting moited. Okay, fine. I know. You want me to check Sui. I heard you. See, I can fucking genuinely hear your thoughts. Like, we are one, and I can hear your thoughts. Happy to show you that. Sui. Ooey, Sui. I remember when it was here, when everybody was screaming in the Hive chat, oh, we should be buying. What if it goes to $5 again? And I was like, guys, I would be like $1.50 is a logical range to buy it. And people were like, this retard thinks it's going to $1.50. Idiot. It's never going to go there. It's at 70 cents. And it could keep going lower. 47 cents easy. 38 cents not out of the question. 1 cent possible. Because now it's making a move. And if Bitcoin's dumping has just started and we're still on the second to last leg, if my thesis is right, Sui's going to have a lot of bloodshed and pain ahead. It can only go down 99.9% from here. Thank God. Got out of that trade. I meant the next BTC run up likely will be in percentage wise stronger than the one we just passed. Oh yeah. No. The speed of the move should be faster. It should be a higher volatility move, but it should not be a percentage wise higher increase. Because Bitcoin went from, what was it, 15K to 120 this time? That's quite serious. Let's run some no mores on this. Let's test this thesis. Let's assess this thesis. Okay? Not Cess just sounds wrong. It sounds like something, you know what it sounds like. But let's just say taken from the bottom. Now we here. Bitcoin did a 700%. Like exactly 700%. That's okay. So that's almost like it was pre-programmed, to be honest. It did exactly 700%. Okay. But the speed of the move was pretty slow, right? It took until basically 3 years to do it. I think the next run up, the speed will be much faster. The volatility will be much faster. The flow of liquidity will be much faster, but it will not percentage-wise outperform because Bitcoin is getting weaker and weaker percentage-wise every time, right? Logarithmically, it's a maturing asset. It's getting bigger and bigger. So to pump at the same percentage is much more money. And I think Bitcoin is starting to top out as far as its growth potential. Because give me proof, Sim. I need data. I got you. I hear you. That's a good mindset to have because of this. On the linear, that one that nobody looks at. This is what's actually been happening. The most correct top signal that allowed me to say 126K was the top confidently and nail it was this. A linear line just drawn from I make fun of lines, but man, the fucking lines work, right? Obviously, people smarter than me have been drawing them for a long time. I make jokes about it. Don't take it personally. I respect a good line. If the line works, I will cross it. I mean, I will draw it. Oops, Freudian slip. Freudian. What you growling at, bud? I'm just kidding. Relax. It's okay. You can growl all you want. It's a jungle. It's no law against growling, right? Don't ever let anybody tell you not to growl. You hear me? You growl your heart away, boy. Okay. What the fuck were we even talking about before I just ADD'd myself with a dog? Squirrel. The speed of the move, yo. The speed of the move. It's on the screen, bud. Read it. Okay. Hold on. The speed of the move should be fast. So if I had to just pull it out of my asshole, I would say $157,000 Bitcoin. No, I would say $150,000 Bitcoin by middle of 2027. That is a local top. Then a $166,000 Bitcoin. Sorry, $167,000 Bitcoin. Yeah. By middle of 2028, later 2028, that is another top. That is what I think is going to happen. Bitcoin game is done. Anybody who's buying Bitcoin to try to get rich, I keep telling you guys, you're late to the fucking party, mate. Should have listened to me when I was selling cell phones and I was this pothead trying to tell you all the truths. Nobody listened to me then. Now that I'm rich, everybody fucking listens to me. Jesus Christ. Prejudice. But the Bitcoin game is done. This is what's been happening, so this is what should happen. It's a maturing asset. Everybody expects other shit. All the exploits expect other shit. So it doesn't happen, right? Think about it like this for a second. Between here and here, there was 1 to 2 million Bitcoins bought by institutions because ETFs launched here. So let's run this as an analysis, okay? Ever since the launch of the ETFs, how many total Bitcoins have institutions bought and kept? Okay, never ask Gemini, first of all. Gemini, people were telling me Gemini is great. Gemini is good Google. It's actually really, really stupid. Just yesterday, I was like, how long can TikTok or how long can Shorts be? Give me one length that I can have that would work for all the platforms. And it was like 60 cents, 60 minutes, 60 seconds. And I was like, no, Instagram has 90 seconds. And it goes, oh, yeah, sorry, I glazed over that. Okay, why the fuck am I asking you questions if you glaze over shit? Now, this is Claude. Opus 4.8 on high effort, not even on max effort. Ever since the launch of the ETFs, how many total Bitcoin have institutions bought and kept, to the best of your knowledge? Period. By the way, if you have a Mac, you have like great voice controls in there. Turn it on. This is just you can set a shortcut. I just set it to double tap control and it does this, or Windows H and it does it on Windows. Stop typing things like this. Click, 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 click. Your bit rate is so slow in transmission of information, and the A players are just like we do 10, 100 times the work in the same thing. Plus, when you speak, we speak contextually. Humans speak contextually. So that means that we speak in a way where we give a lot of surrounding information that fills in what we're trying to explain. When we type and write, we write concisely, non-contextually. We write with efficiency. When we type, we just want to stop pressing our fingernails into plastic as soon as possible, or tick tick, tick all this tick 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 carpal tunnel, right? Everything has a mic button. Tap that. Or if you don't want to be a loud asshole, there's swipe with your thumb. Get used to that. So it's way quicker. It's way more efficient. Okay. 1.3 to 1.5 million Bitcoin have been bought by institutions since here. And Bitcoin's back to the same spot, basically. It's going to go back to the same spot with 1.5 million Bitcoin bought. More than Satoshi's Bitcoin bought. And people think institutions are going to pump stuff. Bruv, do you know who you're dealing with? Institutions don't pump your bags. Come on, you pump their bags. What world are we living in? So this is what's going to happen. There will be a bottom, but then there should be a high volatility, violent move upwards as the currencies hyperinflate, as printing happens, as the world panics, as wars happen, It should violently move up, tap the top. Everybody sits and waits for some fucking stupid number again, still broke. They don't sell it again. Now, in the violence of that move, all the other coins should have their day in the light. By all the other coins, I mean all the other 7 coins that I care about. Your shit coin is probably going to die. Sui will do well. Not gonna talk shit about Sui. Sui structurally and the people who are behind it should do well in that. But the altcoins are going to show you what they're about. And then you know what people are going to do after that crash, let's say the 2027 crash, they're going to say, nah, see, I should have bought Bitcoin instead. I should have bought altcoins instead of Bitcoin. And then they'll go and buy the top with their Bitcoin and transfer the money over to our accounts. So also, thank you so much for all those other people. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for sending it here. Or if you snuck in from maybe Real Vision or these other places, I really appreciate you guys all transferring your money to us. And I really appreciate you funding our lifestyle. You know, we couldn't do this without you. Thank you, Raul. Thank you, everybody. We really love having your money. But we're going to reset back to these levels. We should reset back to these launch levels. That's that 45. I wouldn't be surprised if we go to 47, 48 now in this very next move, honestly, then when I think about it, the final leg should take us down to 30. Would take us down to 30. Nobody in the world can believe that it could go back to 30. But that's how it is. If nobody in the world believes it shall go there. But that's a really good question. Thank you. You could 1,000 extra money. Kick this scammer out. Who's this fucking scammer? Who let him in? Kick him out. Oh, Raul said that. Yeah, he never fucking said that. But you're right. Yeah. Let's kick Raul out. You know who they should kick out of Real Vision? I'm just saying. The performance would fucking improve a lot. Right? when retail buys in, they will all go for BTC. So won't that make it skyrocket? How much money does retail have? You know why they're called retail? Because they're the ones who get sold out. They're the product. Retail has like nothing, right? Institutions hold basically all the money now. They're also the ones who are making enough liquid cash to be able to dump it into these things. Retail is the exit liquidity. So it probably will make it skyrocket, but they just won't exit. They'll just hold on for dear life while the world around is burning. See, the key of this time, I have not repeated this, but I'll repeat it now. I've not repeated this for a while. The key of this time is that this market is the least of your worries. If you're in Dubai, you're in Bahrain, you're in Qatar, you're in some of the wealthiest, most luxurious places on earth. Like the luxury of the Middle East and the luxury of other places don't even compare, right? There was a day where crypto mattered to you. There was another day where the only thing that matters was that a Shaheed drone doesn't fly into the bunker that you're in. And this is coming from direct sources. And those people don't give a fuck about crypto in that moment. They don't care how much is up. They don't care how much is down. They don't give a fuck. They had to move their family. The floor above them just got bombed. If you think you're in some safe place, you better be in the middle of fucking nowhere in that place. And then it'll still kind of come to your doorstep. And in the middle of that chaos, in the middle of, I'm not even going to name the things that could happen, the middle of a zombie apocalypse, middle of aliens landing and all the stuff I talk about, you're going to have to focus on the charts. You're going to have to focus on the thing. And 99.999% of the population does not have the mental fortitude to have their eyes on the prize when their emotions are doing all this stuff. Most people also have, family and so it's such a disparate network of people who, when they get hurt, everything else stops mattering. You don't give a fuck when you lose somebody or you're about to lose somebody or there's sickness or any of those, the real shit happens, real trauma happens. You don't give a fuck about crypto. You won't Telegram, Sims messages, these streams, depression, my love, right? That's what we're preparing for. That's what people are going to go through. That's what's going to cause the volatility. That's what's going to make the money for the people who know how to do it. But the vast majority of people will not have anything even close to the seconds to be able to go and see what's going on, right? Sorry, I didn't make myself clear. From 62 to 82K, it is 32%. Next, for example, 45K to probably 65K is minus 40%. I think you mean minus 40%. So you mean 82 to 62 is minus 32. And for example, 45 to probably is 40%. I'm confused again, bruv. Actually, I believe 30 is technically supported. Even 27, that's reachable, but it's possible. That's reaching, but it's possible. Yeah, exactly. It's not the highest probability, but it's not the lowest probability that we go there. But this 40-ish level is as in the cards as possible, because institutions don't give a fuck about anything. Institutions have a level, and just the bots are set up to just dump it. They don't take losses. They have very good risk management. The smart money institutions. There are dumb money institutions as well, like pension funds and social security things, and even sovereign wealth funds and hedge funds. And hedge funds actually underperform the market regularly. The vast majority of hedge funds underperform the market, and they just make you think that they're super smart hedging and this and that, like 10x leverage on this side and then a little hedge on this side, and they're like, aren't we geniuses? When you actually look at the number, that's just maximal fees for them. So that's why they are rich and you're not, or whoever's doing that is not. Yeah. All right. We're back to 61 Kerr, 61.7 on Bitcoin. Ethereum is taking a momentary break, but the waves of momentum are getting bigger and bigger. So I expect further Bitcoin, XRP fighting that level, but not successfully. Remember, this is the bottom of the wick that it's fighting. So it's actually below the most critical level. It's fighting that level, doing its best, not successfully as of yet, but it's at 111. Please go down to 1.111. Come on. I want to take it as a sign. Give me a sign now, God. Divine numbers, motherfucker. Because, that's how manifestation works. Solana just smashed through its second level. Next stop, 59.80. Step right up. Get on the Solana train. Buy your meme coins here. 59 is still like 59. I mean, there is no really final level for this thing. It's this level was the bottom of the wick of the previous crash. So this is technically the final level that we're looking at for Solana, and it's not even trying to fight it. It's just given up. It's not even. Maybe it goes back and bounces. Who knows? But like, if we have to create another final level, I'd say this like that 59 level, 60 level, let's say, is the final line in the sand. Beyond that, the 60 to 30 move should be knife through melted butter. Yep. Doggy. Not you. Go to sleep. Literally have like dogs fucking sleeping all around me. I literally have to back up. They just love sleeping at my feet. It's okay. You can sleep. We're just kidding. Good night. Yeah. Doggy, let's just move this line. Let's make this the final level, the final countdown. Because when it breaks below this final countdown level, it has so much support there. It just has all of this zone as support. So it'll probably just keep smashing down, coming up. Dogecoin's been here for so long that it's ancient. Like, you guys remember that? Have you guys seen the Dogecoin Millionaire documentary? I'm going to make this required watching now that I just remembered it. As a matter of fact, we'll probably go watch it. We'll probably do a watching of it when we have when in the Katana we have all this time to waste. It was the Dogecoin guy who bought some amount of Dogecoin, made millions of dollars, had millions of dollars Fugazi sitting on his number on the screen. Everybody made him like the Dogecoin messiah. They were like, he's the Dogecoin millionaire. He's the best, somebody to aspire to. And he was pressured by the community to not sell it, because if you sell it, you're selling out the community, right? That's another feeling that gets created. If you sell it, you're selling out the community. I'm a SUI holder. I'm a Bitcoiner. I would never sell my Bitcoin. Like, look at what the leaders are teaching you. Look at what the sailors are teaching you. Never sell. And then they sell. Like, okay, so your word is worthless to me, sailor. Like, so you will never sell, but you'll dump it on me? Thanks so much, right? There is a betrayal feeling in that moment. But also that whole group thing, community, I'm a this, I'm a that. Nobody gives a, that's just not how it works. That's the scam. That's to keep you in there. This Dogecoin millionaire then rides it down to pennies now. At some point, he's going to have a lot of money too. So he's probably going to smash above this level at some point. So he's still holding. So he's going to, make it. But he's had, when was that again? That was back here, right? He's had 6 years of depression. He's on a bus right now. In the documentary, he's on a bus with hundreds of dollars in his account. And 6 years of his youth, his human potential, his self-worth, 6 years of the internet laughing at him, 6 years of all of that. He's just a guy. Seems like it's just a normal guy. And he's still waiting. That is sad to me. That's like when I have like 60-year-olds who are still chasing like young girls, and they're still trying to hold on to some semblance of like sexuality, like, you know, like if you have sexuality, fantastic. Sexuality is fantastic. But like this like desperate, you know, trying to act young thing. Oh, you're like, man, how old are you now? Like, are you ever gonna grow up? Are you ever gonna fucking actualize your full potential? Right? That's how it feels. So yeah, you can't see it. Thank you for telling me that. So doggy, we put it here. This is now the wicking down final level. See, it's just the Grim that speaks up. That's why they're gangsters, bro. He's like, I can't see it. Fucking show it to me. I'm like, thanks, bro. I appreciate it. Right. So yeah, this is the final kind of level for it. What's your take on the ISO 20022 coins in the long run? There's no guarantees in life, but if there's one use case that is going to have insane amounts of money flow through it, it's those coins. But when you say ISO 20022 coins, can you define which coins you think are ISO 20022 coins? Because there aren't any ISO 20022 coins. There are ISO long number compliant coins that have the capability to comply with some of the requirements of that system, but the vast majority of the coins that the crypto heads make to be ISO coins are not ISO coins, right? XRP doesn't have any like ISO-ness to it. It simply just has a script that can take the transaction and pop it out to the, you know, ISO messaging standard, and it can just kind of create it. It's almost like a patch to just make it work with it. It's not that it's a patch. It was built with that idea, but it's not like it's an ISO coin. And then people make all the other coins ISO coins. Like, I wouldn't think about it like that. I would more think about it like, is my coin going to serve a function that is worth quadrillions of dollars, or hundreds of trillions of dollars, or at least dozens of trillions of dollars? Is there a dozens of trillions of dollars problem, minimum, preferably quadrillions, that my coin solves, and this is the only one that can solve it, or it is chosen to solve it, right? Then I do. But also, like this whole long-term thinking thing, I'm gonna hold it until that happens, and ISO and stuff. That game is also done. There's no guarantees. They just bring out a Canton network and changes everything. They just change their mind. Like, now, most of the value isn't going to flow through the ISO system. Now they revealed it. We have a private network, a private walled garden, permissioned network, and we're just going to move money there. You guys can't even make the money. I was thinking about this. I was like, there's no way Wall Street's going to pull out all the money and pass it by Bitcoin, or pass it by XRP, or pass it by Ethereum, so we can take it. Like, absolutely not. Even Canton, the coin, is not going to get it. It's going to get some of the money. It's going to create new value mechanisms of stealing our money publicly, but we're not going to get to touch the sovereign wealth funds and the money markets and all the giant pools of capital. We're not going to touch it. So this whole idea of ISO, yeah, it was a great idea in 2020. The data we have now, make money, take money. Make money, take money. Doesn't matter what fundamentals there are in the future. Please don't play that game. Man, 62K is annoying. If you let like pixels on the screen annoy you, might not be the right place for you. Sorry, don't want to confuse anymore. By the way, did you show balance price yet? No, I didn't. See, this is why I needed you here. Thank you for the reminder. Yeah, this is another fantastic perspective that Vadim is taking. Bitcoin balance price. Go to, okay. Okay. Right, it's this whole process is about painting a specific picture with as many different pieces of data that make sense to you. Like, that makes sense to you. This is why I've now given Gabriel the warning: do not just blindly dump a bunch of data on people and give them a bunch of abbreviations. I've told him before, and I really don't like people who don't listen. You know, if you're just going to dump a bunch of shit on people and tell them, hey, here's buy signals, it's like, I can't even pull out the buy signal. I don't know what I'm looking at. Simplified in English. These kind of perspectives, simplified in English. When I'm able to show them. I think this is it. Yeah. These kind of perspectives simplify things. Okay. Here, below here is, so this is balance price. What is balance price, Vadim? I can't say I'm an expert in it. Yeah, Eddie, I showed a bunch of charts, showing all the charts. We're talking about all the charts. Yeah, that's what it's called. This is not financial advice. This is not financial advice. By the way, if you're paying for Netflix and you're paying for Amazon and you're paying for this man, what century are we living in? What you should do, not what you should do. You should not do this, as a matter of fact. I did not recommend this to you. I don't recommend anybody to do this. This is not advice. What some people have been known to do is there's a website called flixtor.to, Flixtor.to. And yes, .to, which is, people who know what that is know exactly what that is. It might not work without a VPN. You can VPN into the States or whichever place it works with. You pay a $90 subscription for 2 or 3 years of subscription. They take all the content from all these platforms and put it on there in a way that is downloadable, like torrent style, where you can click the button and literally download the file and keep it. You can also share that login with as many people as you like. No problem. They don't mind it at all because they are already sharing. So they're happy to have you share, right? That's a way better place to watch stuff. So this is not financial advice. If you want to watch it there. Old movies, tons of stuff that's not even available now on these platforms because you might wake up too much, is all available there. No, man, I'm enjoying the bull bear fight sitting here with food and this internet. I know, I'm just fucking with you. Yeah, I'm just making sure your mind's not in a loop. You get it? So this is realized price, or balance price. What's this level at now, Vadim? Like, I can't see the level. That's the main thing. I don't know what level this is. But if I just go back and kind of think about where the level is, I'd say like 40, 42, 45, somewhere around there is the level that balance price says. Not that we should bottom out. There are times when it goes below the balance price. It's actually gone below almost every time, but these times it's actually, it's going below less and less if you look at the data. So this time around, if it touches the balance price, that'll be somewhere in the 40s. Okay. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Oops. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Solve that one. Alrighty, mate. Yeah, we're just this 62 level is going to be, it's going to be a bit of a pain. But that's what I'm saying. While Bitcoin's fighting with 62, it's making this. Basically making a bear flag. Basically making this. Such a beautifully drawn bear flag. You'll never see a more beautiful bear flag than ever. The greatest. That means, usually means, next move. Like that. If this is like this big, fine. Like here, 50s, low 50s, something like that. Should be the finishing move. I would not be surprised if it goes all the way down to 48. But 48 is more realistic as a place to go to. But while Bitcoin's fighting that, the action's happening in the background, right? Ethereum's no longer fighting anything. It's just hanging out in no man's land. But is it maybe fighting some kind of average? Oh yeah, we already looked at this. No, it's not fighting an average either. Well, not the averages that I can find. So yeah, Ethereum's just no man's landing it. Probably, there's some level there that it's actually dealing with. XRP's back up above. XRP's putting up a decent fight. That's pretty cool. Solana is reaching back up for the level, but I wouldn't be surprised if it gets a slap on the wrist when it gets there. And then it goes further down. Because Solana is the weakest out of all of them, actually. Out of all 4 of the coins we're looking at, Solana is the weakest. Okay, Solana is the newest, and Solana is the weakest. Is it a bigger market cap than any of them? Let's see. Solana, yeah, it's a bigger market cap than Doge, but it's weaker than Doge. Because Doge is older. It's like dad strength. There's dad strength. You're just older. Like, you can be young with big muscles, but when you're older and you got that like fucking sinew muscle, dad strength, fuck off. Have you seen the things where like on YouTube the bodybuilders go and try to arm wrestle dads, and like just some guy walks off the street, some construction worker, some roofer, some fucking cement, brick worker who could squeeze with one hand your bone into dust. They go, "Sir, would you like to arm wrestle this giant bodybuilder?" And he goes, "Sure." Some 55-year-old legend walks over and just snaps the guy's arm. Like, doesn't snap it, but arm wrestling style snaps the guy's arm, and the other guy's like, "This big muscle." Fuck off. Older the better. Old is gold. Okay, so you can see now, even though it's a bigger market, even though it has more money in there, even though there's more users and fundamentals and use cases and coins and volume and transactions and wallets, and just make up whatever shit you want. All of that doesn't matter against a dog that is a joke, that has nothing. It's doing better during the bear market because it's a copy of Bitcoin, because it's older. XRP is doing better because it's older. Ethereum is doing better because it's older. Ethereum is being used less than Solana. Ethereum developers are bleeding over to Solana. So much is happening in the back end, but fundamentals, like, nobody gives a shit about fundamentals in these markets, right? There aren't really fundamentals. Like, fundamentals mattered back, like, I don't know, 1,000 years ago, which is like 2010, right? 1,000 years ago in 2010, you would look at the revenue of something, the exploits, the Wall Street exploits would run the numbers because nobody else could, right? They would run the numbers. All right, well, what kind of revenue you got? All right, what's the EBITDA? All right, what's the overhead? What's the run rate? Okay, well, we're going to run these numbers. Oh, we're going to put a 30x multiple on it. Well, can I never pay you more than 30x multiple? a profits to earning ratio of 30 is ridiculous. Last I checked, Bitcoin was at 3,000. I think it was at 5,000 at one point. Profit to earning. Like how much money Bitcoin actually makes compared to what its valuation was 5,000 times. SpaceX makes double-digit billions of dollars, and its valuation is above $2,000 billion at launch, which means it's going to go at some point up from there. Like, fundamentals have gone out the window. If you're thinking about I used to be a fundamental guy, remember? I used to actually think, and then I realized retards make more money. I need to be retarded. I need to there's nothing fundamental about catching swords. It's retarded. It's stupid. Shouldn't do it. Right? So we're doing that. Like, give up on all fundamentals. That's why this whole hype has fundamentals thing. Yeah, but it has fundamental risks. It has fundamental enemies. It has fundamental institutional attacks legally and monetarily. It's fundamentally built to be hacked. It's fundamentally drainable. It's fundamentally going to lose all your money, which has been here for so long that grandpa's telling you Spidey sense. This isn't even a Spidey senses go, maybe he did it. Spidey senses like, no, keep your fucking people away. Keep 100% of your people away from it. Any degen that wants to go trade it, fine. Anybody wants to chase it. But like any of you people that have protected yourself for the last half a decade because we stayed out of Luna and we stayed out of FTX and we never tried to get the 20% that morons were getting from locking it up in UST, and we never gave our money to Nexo, and we never gave our money to just name it, right? ¿Qué pasó? Apa? ¿Sudah? Yeah, so dikirim bill saya transfer, ya? Yeah. Shh. Yeah. So. Guys, leave him alone. Say thank you. Okay, good. Now leave him alone. Hey! Over there. Thank you. Thank you. What was I ranting about? Let's stop. That's the end of that rant. Okay. So we have broken below on all the things that we're watching. Bitcoin has not broken below. It's still fighting with 62, but watch that 62 level. Watch the 60,001 level. Not 60,000 level. We don't watch the same levels as everybody else. Watch the 60,001 level. I'm kidding. Okay, these are jokes. Yes, that's the 60,000 level, but it's just on my chart. It shows up as 60,001. Watch the 60,000 level. When we smash through the 60,000 level, that is when the main play happens. But right now, you can see that the other coins are bleeding pretty hard. The top 10 coins are bleeding pretty hard comparatively, except for Hype. Hype is the only one that's not bleeding super hard, so maybe everybody should just go buy it right now. The crypto total market cap has now started to make a proper move alongside those top 10 coins crashing, which is much more normal. When they break below this, when the others market cap breaks below this, not even 159 billion level, but let's say 149 billion level. Soon as we go below that, which I'm going to actually move my alert right there. Soon as we go below that, that's our next party. Okay? That's where we're going nuts. Pump mentals. Now that is the description of what should be happening inside of crypto. It's not about the fundamentals. It's about the fundamentals. Fundamentals. Yeah. Fundamentals. That's what it is. God, that's difficult to say. It's now at 39.2. Ooh. Hard to explain for me as well. Balance price, sort of fair value. Yeah, it's pretty balanced, right? Balance between actually ever paid, anything actually ever paid for BTC, and the value moved on the BTC network. Okay, so it is kind of trying to find that median ground. That's what I thought it was, but it's at 40K, right? So 40K is a line that Bitcoin should at least go tap, according to, or should go stay a little bit above that line, maybe, according to the way that history says. But 35, that's why that 37, 39 place is already showing up properly. What was the other thing we looked at? We looked at the moving averages. Those are saying that Bitcoin should go well below this level. 200-day moving average is at 62 right now. It should go well below that, because it has a tendency of now starting to go lower and lower below that. So last time from the 200-day, it went, if you just count it as starting from here, it went 31% below that. Before that, it went something akin to 30% below that. Before that, if we run this 200-day moving average back, kind of flattening out back here, then it went approximately 27% below that. So it is increasing. 27, this is 30. Let's say 28, then 30, then 32, just for like ease's sake. So that means now it should go, let's imagine 34% lower than the line. $34 lower, $40,000. The realized price is around that $40,000. Balance price is around that $40,000. Guess where the ETFs launched? $40-ish thousand. Confluence. So we're gonna leave it there. 62 is probably gonna put up a nice, decent fight for some time. Gladly, others are moving. We're not moving, but gladly the others are moving. Watch me turn the stream off and watch it smash through 60K right away. But also, who knows? Now, any final questions before we close this party off and wait for the next 60K party? Come on now. Believe in yourself. Question everything in life. Question everything. Well, why sim? How sim? Who sim? When sim? Where sim? Right? Here's a question to ask. Why do I want to get rich? Is a question to ask. Why do I want to get richer? Aren't I already wealthy? Ask yourself that question. And if the answer comes back no, the answer is never going to come back yes. If you can't look at yourself today and ask yourself the question, am I wealthy, and answer with a resounding yes, or a reflective yes, or a contemplative yes, then when you have 10 times the money, you're going to be much more miserable. If you really sit and think about it, you're actually quite happy already. You can be. Might have made some mistakes along the way. But is that the first time you made some mistakes? How old are you again? Is that your first fuck up? Is that your worst fuck up? Like really your worst fuck up? Not your worst money fuck up. Like your worst life, most regretted thing you wish you could change in your life. Is it your worst fuck up? No. Probably not. If it is, go live life. You got to fuck up harder. This whole like crypto stuff, crypto fuck ups should not be at the same level as, destroying your health or whatever, divorces, or maybe the divorce was a great thing. But it's like, you could be happy. We can all be happy if we let ourselves, if the internal dialogue, hey, can you go bark over there, bud? There's nothing even over there. Who are you barking at? It's a jungle. Was that your worst fuck up? Shh. Shh. Was that your worst fuck up? If it is, fuck up harder on other things. If it's not, stop beating yourself up over it. Relax. It's gonna be fine. Okay? It's gonna be great. You're super abundant. You are one of the most blessed people on earth. You're super capable if you're sitting here listening to this, if you have the freedom to listen to whatever day it is today, Friday, I guess, from wherever you are sitting here watching this. If you have the money to put into crypto, you're part of the 1% in the world of the world in wealth. If you're in crypto, you're part of like when you combine how many people have the wealth and then how many people invest in crypto, you're part of like a sliver of 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 people who are actually here. So give yourself a little bit of credence. Give yourself a fucking hug, right? It's okay. You bought something. It's okay. It's down. It's okay. It's gonna be okay as long as you bought one of the good ones. If you bought something shitty, congratulations. Welcome the lesson. That's what you needed to learn. You needed to teach yourself that. Congratulations. You basically went to university, You know, maybe you went to Harvard and paid $500,000. Maybe you went to wherever, you know, Timbuktu and paid a few $1,000s. You're paying for education. Learn the education. Thank you, universe. I won't do that again. But if you bought solid stuff, it's going to be okay. But get ready to fucking ride through the bloodshed, right? Can't hold on and cry about it when you've been told 1,000 times when to sell it. 1,000 times you've been told when to sell it. And if you don't listen and you hold it, then you're choosing to hold it. Then if you choose to hold it, then choose to hold it. Right? Actually go, I'm just choosing to hold it. I know it's going to go down, and then it's going to go up, and then it's going to go down, and then it's going to go up. So I'm choosing that. So when it goes down, yeah, that's what I chose. Right? Like, that's what I chose. It's like I press the side of this chair. I choose it to go down. And then when it goes down, I wouldn't be like, oh, it went down. It's like, but you press the, but now you don't like it. Why'd you press it? It was up. Should have just left. But okay, didn't know how. Okay, then next time you will. But like being depressed in the middle of all this shit to do what? Like, I need the funds to build a large hadron collider to upset what's dude, shit is fucked. I'm gonna tell you guys a story. This just reminds shit is fucked. They're fucking with timelines, like 100% fucking with timelines. This Mandela effect thing is proof that they're fucking with time. But I will give you this. I know this happens to me constantly. Like, you know, I'm like Neo walking through the Matrix and I see the cat glitch. Like, it's not even that but here's one solid, serious example of what happened to me that it's undeniable that I now joke with the fam and the buddies. First of all, I know I'm shifting timelines all the time. Trust me, I'm an ex mushroom. I'm not going to say shaman, but a guide. So I've traveled timelines, and I, you know, name a letter, I have put it somewhere in my body. You know, as you do along your journey. And I've traveled all the conscious psychonaut layers, right? And so shifting timelines is super normal. Like, it's not, it's literally how we live, actually. When you believe that you can shift timelines, you just change your timeline and your reality changes, right? That's how it works. But I sit and watch the charts every single fucking day. It's my religion. It's my wife. It's my kids. It's my love. It's my family. It's you guys. It's everything. To me, they're everything. And I watch them with no distractions. I don't clean or cook or move or do. I flush my toilet and that's it, right? So I don't have other things taking up mental space. So this one day, I'm waiting for the bond market to make a move. I'm waiting for the volatility to make a move. I, at nighttime, check the charts again to make sure the volatility is at where it is. And what had happened was volatility had topped out and the next big red candle had printed, to the point where I remarked to myself, damn, that's a big dog. It's a remarkably large move downwards in the bond market. Good. I get happy. I check a whole bunch of other charts. I come back to it. I look at it. It is one red candle tonight. I'm like, great. Let's go to sleep. Let's wake up. Let's look at the charts again. I wake up in the morning. I look at the charts. And that red candle has moved 2 days to the left. There's 2 new candles that are printed before the market's even open. And they're different size candles. Everything's different. And I sat down, I just looked at it, and for, you know, you have that moment where you're like, maybe it's my memory. Maybe it's me. Maybe, but I'm like, not maybe. Like, it was a big dog. I saw the big dog. I didn't just see the big dog. I thought about it. I charted it against things. I calculated the strategy. The framework came back with different things. There was different projections that were made because of that one candle that was so remarkably big that I can't wait to wake up tomorrow to look at it. Like, this isn't a oopsie, I'm in passing fucking forget type of thing. This is like literally timeline change. And the chart moved 2 candles to the left. 3 candles technically to the left. Charts move to the left. So they're changing timelines. So if that's why I'm not sitting here like, oh, this is going to happen. This is going to, I don't fucking know what's going to happen in which timeline. I don't even know which timeline we're going to be in at that time. And I don't know what they're going to do from their side in that timeline. I don't know. I can't even rely on a chart to be in the same place. I can't rely on charts to not move to the left. And if you're like, what are these guys on about? What the fuck is CERN? What's the Large Hadron Collider? You're I don't know how you got in here. Somebody must have shared this link into Real Vision or something, because these normies popping in who don't have any idea about timeline shifting. Fuck off, guys. Fuck off. Please. If you have no idea about this, fuck off. I'm just kidding. Relax. That's a joke. That's half a joke. What they're doing, this is now whistleblowers from within CERN saying this. This is also sources from places that are spelled in 3 letters are saying this, that the amount of energy that's being put into the collisions in CERN is capable of vibrating the fabric of time in this manner. It's like a snap so sharp that it pops the fabric of time. Not pops it, but they fucks with the fabric of time, and it shifts timelines a little bit along the way. And they're using it to shift timelines. And this is, the framework says this as well. Not just framework, my fucking candle's moving to the left. So pay attention, right? If you, like, really, first of all, pay attention to what you're seeing around you. Like, actually open your eyes and stop the thinky brain and witness what you're witnessing. Actually, save it into your long-term memory. And along the way, you will notice this. There will be little glitches. We'll be like, but I thought the Monopoly guy had a monocle. But I thought Fruit Loops was spelled fruit, the word, and then double OPs, L-O-O-P, not F-R-O-O-T. I thought, this. I thought that. Like, you could see all of these things happening, right? I love how people are leaving. This is great. I told all the Real Vision people to fuck off, so they're fucking off. This is how we filter people. If you don't think aliens are landing, and your paradigm can't believe that aliens are landing, they're landing, motherfuckers. The gods are coming back. Guess what? You need a bigger tinfoil hat. Your paradigm was wrong. They did inject and murder everybody. The rabbit hole goes deep. Exactly. All right, I'm gonna shut the fuck up. That's enough. That's enough talking shit. Okay. Any final questions, guys? Quit setting me off onto. I know what you're doing, Eddie. Fucking. He's like, let's poke the bear. Aim with the timelines. Yeah, I mean, like, I asked my seer, right, and I was like, how's the world gonna go? She's the one who told me the top of Bitcoin last time. Like, she nailed the top of Bitcoin way better than Raul, right? I was like, how's the world gonna go? And she's like, Sim, billions are gonna die. I'm not gonna do her accent. She goes, billions are gonna die. And I was like, wow. She's like, my daughter and my son are gonna die because they vaccinated themselves and I told them not to. I was like, holy shit. And I was like, but how is it going to be in Bali? She's like, Bali will shake, but Bali's used to shaking. But she's like, it will come to your shores the same way COVID did. It'll touch your shores, but it won't be the same there as it is everywhere else. And there are these protected places around the world. There are these divine places around the world. Pumapunku, Bali, Angkor Wat. Like there's all these. I mean, the places that have been over touristicized and have been built out. That's not what we're talking about. Still, these kind of more remote type of places that have divinity. She's like, those places are going to do great. But she's like, Bali has ships parked over it. And I was like, what do you mean ships parked over it? She's like, Bali has energetic protection ships parked over it. That on the energetic levels, Bali has such a resonance, such a divinity and reverence that people have, because every single day there's prayer at every single corner, every single house. Like I have an offering right here. Look, it's from today. She made that. She put up an incense stick. She prayed over it. When I'm not in a meeting, she brings it over to me, and I pray over it, and I bless myself, right? Like, there is a battle going on the energetic level that people are completely missing. There's a timeline. There's battle for timelines. All that stuff they show you in the movies. You think they spend billions of dollars making Avengers movies to show you, just to entertain you, to make money? Yeah, sure, they care about money, but like, they're showing you literally what they're doing, and it's just so that people will never believe it. Okay? And yes, I took the bet. Now, I'm going to go back to this timeline. Actually, I'm going to go change the timeline. I'm going to go make a timeline where this snaps through 60 quicker. Okay? And until then, stay legendary. Now, on the exit, we're going to actually play something that probably will get me a copyright infringement on YouTube, but they are not the boss of me, so they can go and fuck themselves. Just for saying that, my videos get banned because you're not allowed to say fuck, but you're definitely not allowed to say go fuck themselves to YouTube. So tell you, YouTube, please go fuck yourself. You guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your time, appreciate your energy. We're on the right path. Let's fucking go. We're going to catch this katana and catch you on the next 60K stream. Until then, here is a resonance to vibrate to. That is such a beautiful piece. And I just got reminded, if you're watching this, especially as a recording, because if you are watching this live, you actually pay attention to the group. But I know hundreds of you guys, hundreds of us don't watch it live. For watching this recording and you're in Bali on June 20th, one of our very own, one of our Excellency OG legends, one of the original 20 people from the fund before Excellency even existed. His name is Paul Husband. He's an absolute fucking golden soul. And he's the DJ PhD. We're taking over a club. We got VIP. He's the DJ. We're getting green room, everything. 20 seats are there. 6 are left. Basically, we'll have access to the VIP. Even if those seats run out, we have unlimited tickets for to be able to get inside. We'll be kind of, in and out. We'll have bottles and stuff in the VIP. We'll have people circling and drinking. And just because we can only have 20 people in the VIP sitting doesn't mean, you know how we do it. We don't give a fuck. So come join, come hang out. It is kid friendly, but the club is like going to blow your kids' ears. So Potato Head is a massive, massive estate. So much fun stuff to do, hanging out on the beach. There's multiple stages, outdoor stage, indoor stage, restaurants, just a massive hangout, and we're supporting him. He's been a DJ for some time, but now he's really starting to, blow up across the world. So come hang out, shoot the shit. Of course, we'll talk crypto a little bit, but mostly it'll just be us hanging out, living life. So if you're here, I'll see you there. If not, come there in spirit. Until then, much love. Obviously, you guys will see a video of it. Until then, until 60K. Much love. I already told you. How much more can I love you? Bye.